Hi guys. Don't know whether anyone is here yet. Just wait a second. If anyone is here and or is here, send me a message in the chat saying when you're here and two if you can hear me. Oh hey Tammy. Oh, it's working that you're a mod. Yeah, that's why you have a little spanner next to you. Hey Karen. Hey Jasquita. Hey Nakia. Oh yes, I think people are joining now. Hey Deb. Yeah, it got in there early. Miss G is trying to get to the Christmas tree. G, you want to come say hi? Let me see if I can get it. Oh, no. Come here. No. I'm sure she'll come over here in a minute. The Christmas tree is really small, but she really, really likes it. And yeah, she wants to get inside the Christmas tree and climb up it. Don't you, G? You want to sit here, G? So how is everyone? How has everyone in America had a nice Thanksgiving? Oh, Jersey Shore. Oh my gosh. When I lived in New Jersey, I lived like there in the Jersey Shore. Right. I lived in Mays Landing, and then I worked in Linwood, which is like next to / part of Summers Point, which is like it's where they shoot that show, that Jersey Shore show. Oh, I still had a good one, Karen, even though that was like my friends, they all stayed home and made the most of what they could, because in the last 6 days there's been over 1 million cases in the US. It's just crazy. Hey Lisa. Hey to Houston, Nakia. Today I went to one of my best friends. She has a label, like she's a designer, and she's dressed people like Florence and the Machine, Victoria Pemberton, the Olympian. She was in her dress in the magazine cover of Hello that she was in a couple of weeks ago, and she was launching. Say hi. She was launching one of her collections here today on the island, and I'm gonna do Vlogmas on the channel. I'll talk more about that in a sec. And so today, it was like just a few hours ago, when I went to the store for the collection, I like taped for a second in my car saying, I'm going in, blah blah blah, and because I know there's some people that they don't watch all my videos, or they only watch like non-Elwood ones, or they only watch Elwood ones. And so like if I would have just put it up without saying, by the way, we have no COVID here, we haven't had it for 6 months, because the second that I got in the store, I was like hugging people and like, going really close up to people, no one had masks on. So if I'm doing Vlogmas, I'm gonna have to like put a banner at the start of my vlogs and something, and say like there is no COVID here or something, because otherwise if you clicked into it, I'm sure it would be confusing. Gee, say hi to everyone. Eh? What are you doing? She's sleepy. So, I guess we should start chatting since this is like 10 people here. I don't know whether we talked last week. Basically, anyone who wasn't here last week is the first time I ever did a live. So I was, just kind of seeing how everything works because, sorry, I've never done one before. And also, I need to get some different software. I hate the camera. I'm gonna get a camera for the vlog because like this is not the best. The live, like I want to be able to watch stuff, but then put it in the corner here so that you guys can watch at the same time. If I pause it, it'll unpause and we're all watching at the same time and not talking over it. So I'm gonna work on that this week and get that software and set it up so that from now on, like when the first trailer drops for season 2, I want to be able to just straight away, like I'll send, I don't know, an Instagram or something out and say to everyone, hey, the trailer's dropped, I'm gonna go live in half an hour, and then everybody who wants to jump on, we can put the trailer up. And if we get like last season we got those like episode like little snips. Oh, thanks, Lisa. I just got this bit done last Friday. I don't think I showed it last week because it was all like I had to have Vaseline and cover on it. But yeah, this one is all healed now. The Wonder Woman one, and then I have loads, but this bit is still getting like done here. So yeah, I'm gonna get this software, work it out, and then in between now and then I can also put stuff on the screen. Because last week, remember that thing that Arnie, who plays Danny, she put that little thing up that said Danny on it, and we were talking about that last week. So I don't know that Lynn's here yet. I saw she posted a picture of Jacqueline Taboni and Rosanni Zayas. So I don't. That looks new. So I want to be able to like put stuff like that on the screen. So hopefully next week I'll have it sorted. When are we gonna do a Zoom meeting with us? Whenever you want. Someone asked me about that. Maybe it was Brittany. Someone asked me about it last week, and I said, "Hell yeah! Like I'm up for anything. I'll more than happy to go on the Zoom too." Oh, Steph about the Tibet tattoo. So yeah, what did I say last week? I mean, I was going back and forth between 5 and 10,000 subs, and Tammy's in there like, you said 5, you said 5. So yeah, I mean, if I okay, when I get to 5,000, I don't know whether to do a Tibet and then at 10,000 do like I do something silly like not silly but like an Ash Silver one or like a little TV button or like YouTube button or something. But yeah, I'm seeing my tattoo, like the same guy does all of mine. He's really good. He's a really awesome guy too. And I'm seeing him, I think, next week to, get like where these are done, but they like this one needs to be joined with this one. So he's doing like some sky there. So I'm going to show it to him then and talk about it. He loves doing stuff like that, like unique stuff. So I'm sure if I show him the Tibet ones and talk about, like, he knows about my channel, he'll think of something even better because, normally I go to him and I'm like, I want a Captain Marvel tattoo. And I say, I like watercolors. And he comes up with like all this. And all I said was, I want a Wonder Woman. And yeah, he's really cool. I only have them on one arm right now. But yeah, I'm going to plug another one of my friends is the designer that I was just at, like the launch of her brand on the island. I'm going to put it right in the thing so you guys can see how to spell it. This is like one of my best friends. We had movie night last night. I mean, you guys met two of them if you watched my COVID video. That's Katie and Claire. So Katie and Claire, and then the designer is Lisa. And then there's also Charlotte Copperly, who she had a little girl in February. And then Claire has a little boy the same age, and it's Claire's little boy's christening tomorrow. And then Orla, who just had her third baby yesterday. So they're my five like best friends of like 23 years. And Lisa launched the brand today, and her brand is called Unye. That's the spelling of it. It's in like a lot of boutiques and stuff like that, but you can look it up online. And if you, I don't know whether anybody really notices this because you don't really see like my bottom half a lot in YouTube, but all I ever wear are like black cigarette pants, trousers, like the skinny straight black like not jeans and like suit pants. Like I always wear this. I have so many pairs of the same ones from Marks and Spencer's. And so if you go to Unye, there's a pair of black cigarette straight leg pants, and they are called the Ashley. Hey Lana. Oh, Miss G says hi. Oh, we love Florida. Miss G's lived in Florida with me when we lived in Tampa. So back to L Word. Obviously this has been the end of their very, 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 very long holiday or extended hiatus. So they're going back to filming next week. I don't think a lot of the main ones, the main people going back in first thing will be JBL's, Kate, Alicia, because they're executive producers too. So they'll be having like meetings and stuff already. And then it just depends how they're going to shoot, because if they're shooting like Grey's Anatomy, which I think they're doing this, pretty much all TV shows are doing the same procedure. No, Lisa, they're not filming in a bubble. Grey's Anatomy, they have the added thing of they're shooting a show in a hospital with doctors, so the actors and actresses can all wear masks, but basically all the green rooms are closed. The trailer, everything is bare minimum. And normally, like when you go and shoot something, like say we're shooting a scene behind here, then in front will be, craft services and like comfy chairs and place to hang out. And then on this side, there'll be like all, runners and PAs and all that stuff. And they just can't do that now. They set up like the director chairs for however many actors is in a scene spaced out, and they put like those big like a trash bag over the director's chair, so you can sit there if you're waiting to shoot, and then they pull it off and throw it away. And then that's all they can do. Everyone has to go back to their trailers, and you're not like, in between sets, like people are always in each other's trailer and hanging out. And Leisha and Kate and JB, they all have an office now because they're executive producers and they have a big role as well. So I would say more than likely JB would be like in the office and stuff, but right now it's like you turn up, you do your thing, and you leave. And then they're testing them 3 times a week. So I mean, most of the time they don't shoot on a Sunday, so they'll probably be tested Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I just hope that everyone stays completely safe. Who do you think will post some pics from the studio? There are, I mean, I really hope they do. When I was doing a little bit of research last week, I was going through this time last year, and then this time, like last September, October. And I mean, we did get a little bit, but not tons. And then also they were keeping, the Laurel Holloman thing a big secret. So we did, when the Laurel episode, the first one, episode 6 aired, remember then we got those huge dumps of like big like loads of pictures of Laurel on set and all those things. So I think they'll do a similar thing, like the thing with Dana's too, where Aaron Daniels came to the set and then they, obviously didn't show it. And then when they showed Dana's in the show, then they put all the pictures out again. So we might get little bits and pieces. I think it'll be more likely we'll get, I don't know, say Leisha or Jacqueline Taboni, like posting a picture in the mask or getting a COVID test or something like that. I think that's quite likely. I was reading yesterday that the last season of Shameless started production in September. The series will end December 6th. That means 3 months after the premiere. Yeah, I mean, oh God. No. Siri. Go away. Sorry. I mean, that's the same with last year. The L Word started shooting the very pre-production and everything, like the very beginning of August, end of July. But there was, I think it was one of the writers' Instagram I saw this on, that Micah, the actor who plays Micah, Leo, he didn't start his season for like a good week until after everyone else. And they posted something about that on Instagram. But it's really possible. Like Showtime, we know more than likely will not start airing episodes until they have wrapped filming. That's just the way Showtime is. And I think that if they're doing 10 episodes, they've had all this time to write and get everything sorted. And I just think that if they start production on it and they just start like, feet running or hit the ground running or whatever you say, and yeah, could they, if they really pushed it, could they start airing episodes at the end of March, beginning of April? Yeah. It's just a question of whether they will, because, I think I said this in my video that Showtime, they're not the sort of people that release, like Grey's Anatomy, is coming back every September, end of September. and the superhero, the Flash and all that, they come back the beginning of October. Like, yeah, okay, the actual day fluctuates, but Showtime, I mean, they switch stuff around all the time. And even if you look at like HBO, like there can be a really long period of time between, like Westworld, there's like nearly 2 years between seasons. So I think that they could do, I mean, Showtime will have lost a lot of money this year. So they will have been really, really keen to get the show back into production. So I think there's a good chance of April, May that we get it back. Steph, yeah, thanks. Tammy, I was gonna say, I got this printed today to just see what it would look like on camera, like size wise. So it's too small. So I'm getting one done that has that picture, and then it has a Bet and Tina picture, and then it has Bet, Shane and Alice picture too, and then it has like one from the set that's like the L Word hot set. So I was going to put that there when I film and make my videos, because then you can see it. I thought it'd be cool. Has anyone watched Happiest season? Yeah, I really liked it. I put my review out. It's the Kristen Stewart, Mackenzie Davis lesbian Christmas one, and you have to go in with the right expectations. Like, it's a cheesy Christmas movie. I was kind of hoping for a different ending, but you gotta make do what you got, I guess. Oh, there was something else that I was going to show you guys. I can't remember what it is now. Let me see. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about from last week. That, they were obviously like getting scripts and getting pre-production stuff. And this cake, I didn't see this last year. Let me just. Like, stuff like this won't be happening this year because of like COVID and restrictions. I don't know, like, obviously, to talk about Bettina, like, I obviously really would like Laurel back for every episode, all the episodes. I'm trying not. I think this is the way I was last season with when, because I remember one of the big L Word groups on Facebook, someone had posted, I think it was only when like the first or second episode had aired, and someone posted the IMDb page of Laurel, and it said, two episodes, the L Word Generation Q 2020, and episode 6 and 7, and everyone was like, is this real? Is this happening? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I thought it was kind of weird that they were doing episode 6 and 7. I thought, if anything, they would save Laurel for the season finale. So obviously, like, I really wanted to believe it, but at the same time, I didn't want to believe it. And then when she didn't turn up, I was so disappointed. So I just think if I don't set myself up too badly, like, I think that she'll be in more episodes this season than she was last season, because she obviously wants to do it, because her easy out was just to say, I don't act anymore. I do, I don't want to be involved. And I don't think anyone would have been too angry because she hasn't acted in, all those years. So she obviously like wanted to come back. So I think that we do have a good chance of getting her in a few episodes, but it just depends how many. Yeah, Karen. Yeah, like it would suck so much because like being on a set and stuff. Like when I used to do that stuff when I was younger, and that was like the whole fun thing. And everybody thinks like, oh, movies and TV show, like, but a lot of it is, I don't know, like you would go, like I used to go and you'd shoot for, and most of the stuff I did before I was 18. So, you have all those like strict laws. And we would have like 3 scenes that we would shoot in a day. And you're actually shooting for not that long at all. And the rest is like hair and makeup and wardrobe and, all these other things and cafeteria and things. So it would not be having to just like with them, they just won't be coming to set until like they are absolutely shooting. And the way that they're doing the schedule is that before you could have, I don't know, say JB had 1 scene in the morning and like 2 in the afternoon. They'll be like making it like a puzzle, and so that every minute that they're on set is completely utilized, and that they'll do like, if there's group scenes, they'll do them all on the same day, like Alice, Bette and Tina scene, Alice, Bette and Shane scenes they'll be doing all in one day, and then trying to throw the Bette and Shane and things like that. They won't have these, scenes jumping all over the show. They'll probably try and film it a bit more to correlate better with where the scenes land in the episodes, because they just don't have the luxury anymore of being able to do it for the usual reasons of like hair and makeup and writers and schedules and things. I was surprised she was not on the finale. Kind of strange when you left her. Yeah, I mean, I was so annoyed. I mean, my first ever the reason I started this channel is basically because Tina turned up in episode 6. Like I was so, I need to talk to someone about this, and that's how I got so lucky and met all of you guys. But I think if you go back and watch my episode 7 review, I thought that she was going to be in episode. I mean, like, I know it said in line that she wasn't, but I was just so surprised that's how they left it. Because can you imagine if we didn't get season 2? Like, it would have been awful. I would have rather they left, Bette and Tina alone than if they did that. Like, they basically, in our heads, we could all say, okay, like, the end of the L Word season 6, they were all happy and going to New York, which I know I always say this, but we still haven't got many answers. And then they brought the show back, brought Laura Holman out of retirement and put her in the episodes, 2 episodes. And basically, the first episode, they were like, and then the next episode, they were like stabbing us in the heart with not like, oh, that's still. I'm going to tell you guys something really funny now, but it will be easy to figure out who it is, and I don't want anyone saying anything to this person if they figure out who it is, but sometimes I talk to one of my exes like very occasionally, and that's the person that I is the one person that I always think like, oh, like they probably could have been the one for me. And our like we used to jokingly call each other Bette and Tina, no prizes for guessing who I was. And when that episode aired, it was when I just started this channel. And on social media, I posted something about the episode review. And this person, and I put something like, oh, I all felt so bad for Bed. It was so terrible for her, and she was so heartbroken. And so this person wrote me a message and basically said, oh, yes, me and insert new wife's name felt so sorry for Bet. And it was not a totally, it was pretty similar to what happened when she told me she was getting married to this person. And I wrote like a really funny reply back that was just like, basically, yes, that it's so sad, but it happens to the best of us. Like, I've been bet before, and did like a little wink face. I know this is like so silly and like lesbian drama, but yeah, when I told my sister, she was just like, oh my god, you, and like you always have to have the last comment. But yeah, so that when I think of that scene, I just just think of that afterwards too. But yeah, I'm the going off on a tangent here. But yeah, the whole point of that was yeah, poor Bet. It sucks. Like, oh. But Jennifer, like, Dashkita always said I cried. Like, Bet, I mean, Jennifer Beals just, she is so good. Like, so good, her acting. And I just like, I don't know. I mean, I think everyone is really good on the show. Even in the original, like it's so, especially like Alicia and Kate have. I think that they're even better because this is such a weird thing to say, but Alicia Haley is like, I think people really don't, and I've said this before, don't talk about how good she is because she's so natural and like and I think that's because she's not somebody who went to acting school or anything like that. Like she kind of fell into the part. She talks about it on Pants. It's pretty interesting, and I just really I don't think they get enough credit because sometimes, especially obviously like most of us who are gay watch the show and like can appreciate it for that. But a lot of people, when they think, when I say to 99% of the people who are my friends who are straight, like, oh, my channel's, like about the L word and things like that, that that's what they think of the show, like, oh, it's that like lesbian Sex in the City. And they don't, I'll probably get flagged for saying that now, that they don't think about the acting or anything beyond that, but they are so good, and there's so much more to the show rather than just those scenes and like the flashy things that happen. Well, I don't think I've seen a lot of those French movies. Not really. I mean, if you can recommend some, I could check some out for sure. Yeah, Steph, that's what I'm kind of hanging on to hope about Valentina, because how I don't know how JB let it go in the first place, because she is very outspoken about, but like you read any interview with JB, Laurel, Eileen Chaikin, like they're all fans of Bet and Tina together, and that's what they wanted from the beginning of the show, and obviously like the growing and changing of blah blah blah. But by season 6, I mean, and when the show ended, people were really happy with the Bet and Tina ending, but that got overshadowed by the disaster with Jenny, and like not finding out. Like I remember there was such an outrage for people when the show ended and we didn't find out, and then they started releasing, remember those bloody interrogation things? So the show ended in, I think it was May, and then over the summer, every week, like that there was no episodes anymore, they released those interrogation tapes, and they kind of catered that towards, oh, we're going to find out, and then we still didn't find out, and then they got Leisha, Laurie Metcalf, and um, Famke Janssen, that was Eve Rothflow in How to Get Away with Murder, and she was Jean Grey in the original X-Men movies, and they were all going to do that spin-off, The Farm, where Alice was in jail. So I think it's really fun. Like Alice basically like created Facebook and social media before that, and then they were thinking about doing a women's prison show, and it never got picked up, and then we got Orange is the New Black. So I don't know, like I honestly can't kind of believe that, unless JB knows something we don't, and that it's all going to be okay. But it's worrying because they weren't guaranteed a season 2. They didn't even know what the reaction was going to be to the show coming back. Yeah, Brenda, that Laurel is good at showing, like very, especially when she's with Jenny, and like all the eye rolls and things like that. Portrait of a Lady. I haven't seen that. Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah, tell me that. I mean, she's very open about saying that she thinks that's it for Beth. Oh, the interrogation tapes. They were so bad. Like, Tina's was the worst. Like, I wish I'd never watched them. They're so bad. And then, what was the other thing? Tina said that she had like an in. Oh, I should probably shouldn't say that word. um, she, yeah, there was all that abuse in her house, and her dad was like the mayor or something too. And that's, I guess, why because we never got like really any background on Tina, like I don't think you even knew what she did in like university, college, like nothing. We didn't even know she had a sister until all that. And then Shane confessed that she burned down Wax. Bet said that she was upset that Tina hadn't asked her to carry the second baby. It was just, like, I just don't get the meeting where someone was like, I've got an idea. Let's not tell them after these 8 episodes. And also, let's put these weird interrogation tapes at the end to kind of like mess up everyone's character. I saw this really good meme the other day, and I've been trying to find who the original person is because I want to repost it, but obviously I want to give the person credit, but I can't find who it is. So I might just say, if you are the original creator, like let me know and I'll give you credit, because at the very end of the 6 seasons, and like they're doing that slow walk and the like drums and things, and at the end when the text comes up and it says thank you for 6 great seasons, the person had crossed out great and they put thank you for 6 wildly inconsistent seasons. I just thought it was like so accurate and brilliant. So whoever did that, like, you made me laugh. Oh, Brenda, if you go on, I have links to some of them in some of my channel videos, but if you, let me see if I can find it, put it in the chat. Oh yeah, here they are. If you just type the L word interrogation tapes into YouTube, they all come up. But yeah, Tammy's kind of right. If you haven't seen them, maybe you don't want to. Oh, Steph, who's in charge of it? I saw an interview about this a long time ago, and Eileen Chaikin did. It was like she, was the one who came up with the characters and stuff. And I remember her saying she did regret doing the Tina one, and like most of it was supposedly going to be set up for The Farm, which was the show that never got made. I think they made I saw the pilot probably 2009, and like there's not even like not that they have like a ton of special effects or anything, but it was really rough, the pilot. I wonder if I have it somewhere saved on some old hard drive or something. The Farm, the one where Alice was going to go to jail for Jenny's murder. I'll upload it on my channel. Do you think they're all? I wish they were all lying. It's so weird. I don't at the end of season 6, like I just don't know what they were going for. Like surely they had some idea in their head, because you don't just think up once it, like they should have been moving towards, a goal and a conclusion and an end, and just to have it so weird. And even setting, like, when we did the whole season was basically a flashback, or the first episode was a flash forward, and to not even know anything, it was weird. And yeah, and then obviously like it did not go well with Mia Kirshner when they said in Generation Q that Jenny was dead. I really wish that they would have more this season, especially that they would have more information on like what's gone on. Like I don't understand. I really don't get the Carmen thing. I know we talked about this last time, where Marja Lewis Ryan, the new showrunner, has said, "Oh, Miss Gloria is always talking. She's just like me," and how she said that that this isn't going to be Bet and Tina back together like that, and she has her own like thoughts, opinions and things that they're going to do for season 2 and onward. And my just honest feelings on it is that I don't want our favorite characters, couples and things to just be casualties of her and the showrunner and some other people like trying to make a splash, or trying to be like, oh, if Bet and Tina got back together it'd be too stereotypical, or something like that. It's hard to explain what I'm trying to say, but I just don't want them to do something crazy just for the sake of doing something crazy, when most of us would be kind of happy with them getting back together. Yeah, yeah, like Eileen Chaikin, I think, does have a lot to say. It's just on paper she can't have anything to do with it because she has an exclusive deal with Fox right now. So technically, like, she can't be paid for doing it and stuff. But yeah, like, she will, they, of course she's gonna have something to do, but and I've said this a million times. I just feel like the new writers watched season one of the original and didn't watch the other 5 seasons. But I don't know. I always find it, like, in the L word groups. I'm in, like, a few on Facebook and stuff. I know this sounds like strange, but if whenever, like, you guys comment on anything or on social media and stuff, I try and reply to every single comment. And if I get a comment that is about Finley, Danny, Sophie, or Micah, and just about them, I'm actually really surprised, because I would say 95% of the questions people ask me, the Insta comments, YouTube comments, emails, anything, 95% is about the OGs. And out of that 95%, I would say 80% of that is about Valentina. Yeah, Steph. Yeah, like more, like, yeah, like these, like, trials and tribulations. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like, because breaking, like, going on a rant again. Like, this is the timeline. You have Bet and Tina when, season one happened, Bet broke up, blah blah blah, cheated. This time between, basically they just, like, rebounded, got back together, and then end of season two, season three. Well, no, season three, season four, they're apart. Season four, try start working their way back to each other. Season five, get back together, carry on. That season three, season four is a blip, is a mistake, is a whatever. But they'd already had, obviously, the mistake with the plumber and stuff too. But you could maybe roll that into, like, one big mistake. But having them split up again, and so much that, like, no matter what, like, you can't erase the fact that Tina's now engaged to someone else, even if tomorrow they get back together. It just seems too much. Like, you can break up with someone once and have issues and things like that, but then to just keep, like, then, like, there's people all the time that say in my comments too, it's like, oh, they're just back and forth and back and forth. And I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna have to move over there because my battery is gonna run out. I just don't know why they do this to them. It's just so unnecessary. And it also just meant, like, if you were a casual viewer, or even if you say that you there are some people recently that I've seen on the Facebook groups, and they've never seen the show, and obviously they saw, like, one of my best friends, Emily, if you ever see her on the channel, she obviously knew about the show because I used to talk about it, and she was meaning to get into it. And then that she lives in New Jersey, where I used to live. And whenever Generation Q started, she said to me, "Oh, I really want to watch it, but do I need to watch the original?" And I said, "Yeah, go and watch the original first." And she was really excited to watch Generation Q. But I told her, no, you have to go back to the beginning of the show, because then, you'll care more about the characters and what's going on and stuff. And she has a husband, like, she's watching it from that standpoint as well. Loves it. Like, she's a really amazing she is the original. My channel would not exist without her. She's such a great supportive friend, and she was the one who encouraged me to do it when I wanted to make a channel. And she like watched all 6 seasons and Generation Q in basically about the same month. And it's like, if you feel like Bet and Tina are just ping ponging, but like broke up, back together, broke up, back together. And it's like, and I said this before too, if in Generation Q they came back and they said they got another kid, and Tina didn't want to work anymore, and something like, or Tina cheated or something, but like they went back to the original issue, like back in season 1, which was dealt with years ago, in the sense that when we left them in season 6, they were going to New York, getting another kid, and Bet was giving up part of her career for Tina. And now they're saying like Tina was half a person. It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Steph too. It's it just makes no sense, because, and also I was talking to someone about this the other day, because all my friends and things, like, as you know, they all know about the channel and you guys. And um last night I was having a movie night with my friends, and sometimes they'll all jokingly be like, they'll say to me like, "Oh, Ash Silver, Ash Silver," and it's just like, I am lucky that people are really really nice to me most of the time, but I don't get people like, even on Twitter, I think is the worst. But people who they don't agree with Bet and Tina being together, and it's like, I didn't really like. Let me think of a couple I didn't like. Oh, but even like Tina and Henry, or Bet and Jody. But like, if I see someone's got like, I don't know, like a Bet and Jody picture, or they say their favorite couple, I'm just like, okay, like, wouldn't it be really boring if we all like the same thing? Like, cool, like, I like Bet and Tina, but this person doesn't. And some people just get so bent out of shape, and like, they're so mean to others about it. I just don't understand why people, want to like be so mean and things, when, like, if anything, I think that we are lucky with the L Word, because I'm not saying all of us, but most people who watch it are lesbians, shockingly. And most people, but like, we're a marginalized group of society, like, people, where I live in the Isle of Man, up until like when I was alive, it was illegal. Or they didn't really care about women, but it was illegal for men to be gay here. And I'm not saying like it was a law in a book that nobody paid attention to. They used to actively raid people's houses here when I was a child, and now like, our one of like loads of our ministers are gay and stuff. And I think that in general, like, maybe I'm being too good to us, but we are really, hey Barbara, we are really nice, kind people. And I think that that shows in our fandom, in the sense that, like, if you go into like the Tibet group that I was talking about in my last video, Tibet Legacy, um, I talked to quite a lot of the L Word creators. I talked to Tibet Legacy, like Brittany and Cheeky. I talked to, or Cheeky, um, Bet and Tina are Endgame. They're super nice too. They're on Twitter. They're really good to me. They always like post my stuff and retweet. and Bet and Tina House of Stir Fry. She's really nice too. I've talked to her since like the very, very beginning. And I think it's so nice. Like I like, the other creators and talking to them, even though we all do like quite different things. So I'm just all about supporting people and sharing like good vibes and talking to each other. So I just hope that even if we have different opinions, that everybody can just be like nice and respectful of each other instead of some, you know, people that are trying to be mean for some reason. Barbara, I'm glad you made it. Miss G's having a snooze now. Oh, sorry, Grumpy. Oh, where's my... I was going to talk to you guys about something else. Let me look at my notes. So I'm thinking, this is what I was going to talk to you guys about. Over Christmas. Oh, that's what I was going to say, Barbara. I was going to ask you if you were off work or, but 15 minutes. I'll post this afterwards anyway. Sorry that a lot of it is like, I need to get a better. I'm a bit like a distracted dog, talking about various things. But so a lot of the YouTubers that I follow, they do Vlogmas during Christmas, and I was thinking about doing it. It's basically where during December, let me put this up a little bit. Oh, that's better. During December, you basically make like a vlog every day, and then you post it. So I was gonna, even though like I'm not really a vlogging channel, thinking about doing that over Christmas. If anybody be interested, let me know. Um, oh, you can see that one picture better, yeah. I think it would just be like me going about my usual day and stuff. I mean, um, I'm pretty busy at the moment with like work and stuff because I've started a second company where I'm doing like a lot of video things. So you guys would see that, and then other random stuff. Yeah, I mean, most of the channels that I've seen, they keep the videos pretty short, like 10 minutes and things. So it'd be interesting, something different anyway. Um, I'm looking for some good show recommendations if anyone has any. I think I've watched like everything. And then one of the Vlogmas days, maybe like my birthday's the 20th of December. Oh, it sucks so much having a Christmas birthday. But um or even I don't know, maybe the 23rd or one of those weird, those days between Christmas and New Year's where it's like all merges into one day. I was thinking about watching an episode of the L Word like on the live, like just to, do a live one day. And I mean, I think it would be a good idea to pick like a good Bentina episode because most people on my channel like Bentina. We could do the She Bar episode, where they first get back together in season 5, or we could do the stir fry one. So no, I haven't watched my Claire that was in the COVID video. She told me to watch Queen's Gambit. I think I'm gonna watch that one. Oh hey, PK, Shane, and Kiara. I don't think that Kiara is gonna be back. Especially at the beginning of
the season. Maybe they'll get her a little bit towards the end, but I don't see her coming back um, until later on in the season, or I mean, we don't know if we're going to get a third season, but I think it would be really surprising if we didn't. Oh, and Alana, have take care too. Miss G says bye. Thanks for coming. Kihara, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Yeah, we are just talking about season 2 of the L Word before. Basically, they're going back to film next week, like on the Monday the 30th. And I was saying, Lisa, like an advent calendar. I like that. I just sent my nephews advent calendar, Haribo one, because one of them's allergic to milk. Um, the the season 2 filming is starting next week, but they all won't be going back at the same. I mean, Leisha Haley, Kate, and JB will be going back with the first group because they're executive producers too. Even though like necessarily executive producers don't have to be on set, but they will. The way that they're filming, I was explaining a bit before for anyone that wasn't here, that they're having 3 COVID tests every day. I'm pretty confident in saying it's the Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing, and you know, hanging like people coming to set, having all these like the staff on a set is huge. Like when I was younger and I used to do the movies and films and stuff, it was like I'd have a friend come onto set and like whenever like I worked with some really cool people. Like the first movie I ever did was with Julie Andrews, and like you'd all sit in makeup together, and you'd like talk, and hang out in the green rooms in between and people's trailers, and there just won't be any of that. Um, Even like the green rooms and stuff, which isn't really a movie thing; it's like TV shows because they're at the same spot all the time, and they will just shut them down to the bare minimum. I bet you, like, the writer's room is, depending on the type of show and movie, too, like, sometimes it can be really segregated from the set and the cast. And sometimes, like, the show The Office. Oh, Barbara, thanks for coming. Hope work goes by fast. Um, and they'll just be on like disposable chairs, like those director chairs with like big bin liners over them and some trash bags, and they'll be people will be like scrubbing down those sets all the time because it's impossible for them to do a bubble because you know all of the cast are going home to I mean, people like Gigi, the actress who plays her, Sepida, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but she and the actress who played Danny, like they both live in New York, so they only come to LA to shoot the show. So they stay in like these some stay in apartments, some stay in houses that are like Showtime's ones, because there's even like on the shows like Dexter and Shameless and all that. Well, Shameless shoots in Chicago, but um other shows, they have these places where like they know actors and actresses who don't normally film in that city will let go. And Safida posted the other day the L Word script pages, and she was like sitting by the pool with the little dog, and I zoomed in and I tried everything to try and turn them into readable, but the you just couldn't. And that has to be the first episode because they haven't filmed anything yet. So I'm pretty sure she's going to be in all the episodes this season because she did look like she had a big chunk of dialogue in the first episode at least. So be interesting to see what's going on with Nat and Gigi and stuff. Yeah, Brenda, I do agree that they would have been good together, but I didn't like that she just like what that Shane made herself abundantly clear that she did not want kids. I mean, like I'm someone that I love my nephews to death, and I've always told you guys that my brother, like I helped, I basically raised him, and I love kids, but I just don't think it's something for me. And if somebody did that, like my wife, like it's not even like it was her girlfriend, so I just that was the only thing that I didn't like. Oh, Steph, is she what? Is it something else, like a movie or a show? I could, because maybe she is. I mean, I just hadn't heard anything about her, so that's why I was like everyone else, like Gigi now. I've heard not just through interviews, but from people. Okay, they're back in LA, they're in this scene, they're in these episodes, but I hadn't heard anything about her. Yeah, at least an outward advent calendar. I'm going to be doing giveaways in December too for Vlogmas. I I was playing around the other day. This is the other thing I was going to talk to you guys about. The L word shirt I have that I wore last week with the names down. Um, I've done some of those. There's one that is the original show cast with like Helena and Carmen and Bettina, blah blah blah. And then I've done a Generation Q version too. And I was going to give away shirts of those, and then um, cups and cell phone cases with the names on them. So if that's something like, or I can give away something else like vouchers or champagne or something. So let me know what you think. I thought the Elwood's shirts would be cool though. Something like different that you wouldn't get just, champagne. Anyone can buy that. You think Sophie will choose Danny? I so I don't know. I want to put a poll up or everybody put the S for Sophie or is Sophie choosing D for Danny or F for Finley. I'd be really interested to see what the vote is because sometimes I think it's going to be Finley, and then I think they're just going to drag it out to annoy us. Lisa, yeah, JB I think has Canadian at least a visa, so they will let her come back. She's in LA though now, definitely in LA because I know someone who told me that she was. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if she actually has her citizenship or if she has like the just the visa that lasts for 10 years, like she can live and work in Canada, blah blah blah. But she's been living in Canada for quite a while. Like right now, if I went to America or England, the Isle of Man will let me back. Like when I took my brother to university, but um, I just have to do, when she goes back to Canada, she'll have to do 2 weeks of quarantine, and then she'll be allowed to go back to her family, um, because like right now, if I went back to the States, they would let me in, but if Pet and Tina don't end up together, me and the writers are gonna have a problem. The writers are gonna have a lot of problems. The whole channel will be up to the writers. It's gonna be really interesting. I just like I said at the beginning of this, I think that we're probably gonna get them back. Yeah, I'm hoping for April. April would be a good one. Um, and it's not too far and everything. And then because if they don't get it out, starting April, beginning of May, I'm pretty sure they'll hold it until September, because I can't see them putting it out in the summer. Like, they just the shows that Showtime puts out in the summer are not their like big expensive shows. It's always, stand up stuff and documentaries and things. So when would we expect promotional videos to spoilers? So I went back and worked it out from season one. So they started filming the very end of July, beginning of August, and the first trailer came out. It was like the last day or two in August, September, and then from that point onwards, we started getting about once a month a trailer. So if they're going back Monday, we should get a trailer January, like the middle to end of January, and then we'll start getting some more stuff, because even the L Word YouTube channel, that show underscore the L Word, um, nothing has been on that for months and months and months since Pride, because remember they released the episodes for free during Pride. Who really thinks that Bet and Tina end up together, or is there anybody which doesn't think so? I mean, obviously, I think it's a no-brainer for me, because it also, this is what I was starting to say before, there needs to be positive representation for us on television, because there is none, like, at all. And I just don't like. Shane and her wife broke up. Obviously, Alice and Nat are back together, but they had a whole mess of stuff this season. Sophie cheated on Danny and then is deciding at the airport. Finley has like all her issues. I mean, there's always the heterosexual couple that, like, you know, everybody, the Notebook and all that stuff. So we need positive representation too. The only thing I think that stands in the way is um, Marja and some of the writers like want to make themselves known, and like they don't want to do what they see as the stereotypical thing. Oh, Molly, don't want Bet and Tina to get together. Ooh, what's your? She said she has a solid reason though. Let us know. But I would also love if they got back together. Molly, make your mind up, girl. I'm only joking. I just think that I think I said this last week, that Showtime just love riling us up, because when they put that thing out about Sophie and Danny being endgame, like they used that word on purpose because they just wanted to rile us up. Yeah, they're not gonna have COVID be real in like the show. They're just like not gonna mention it. Yeah, and I think I said this last week too. Like, I at one stage I did think that they may kill Tina off, because that was, they're kind of out to like get Bet to still be able to date other people, but still allow everyone to have the like Bet and Tina are perfect. Um, but obviously now it would be lunacy, absolute lunacy to do it because people would get so angry. I don't think it's fair to Angie's. Yeah, that is a fair point, Molly. I really, I mean, like I said, I don't have kids, and well, my brother I do call my son, but um, when Tina told Angie like I felt like half a person and all this stuff, I was a little bit like, should you really be telling your like the kid, like Angie isn't like 30. She's still a kid. I know she's very mature, but I don't know. I guess it's just like awkward either way because what else do you say, like I guess I just think when people are going through that it should just be we love you, but we can't be together anymore because we have issues, but you don't need to like explain the issues to the child. But yeah, what do I know? I don't have children. I, I Tane easier. I'm sure I'm saying your name wrong, but yes, we have been confused on this channel for quite a while because everybody thought Tina found herself in season 5 too. So we're as lost as you. We don't know. We would love to explain it to the writers. Let them know because they obviously missed it. Yeah, Brenda, that's the other thing. That if they, like when they originally broke up, that was the beginning of season 3, and we didn't get them back. Even like I mean, yes, they started like hooking up in season 5. I don't want to say hooking up, but taking more steps or whatever. And then they didn't actually get back together until the end of season 5. So that was like 2.5 whole seasons. And season 3 was basically, awful everything, but Bentina wise, they were like horrible to each other. Season 4, there was apart from some that like those nice scenes where like they're sitting on the steps and when they're in the house and Jodie comes through, there was some nice scenes, but there was nothing like that was with Jodie, and for a while Henry was still with Tina, but we all still held in there and watched it and stuff. I feel like we will hang in there to get the happy ending, but if say this is amazing and the show gets 2 more seasons after this, you get 4 seasons, people I don't know if they have Laurel this season and then they can't get her for season 3 and 4 or whatever happens, like Tina does get married to someone else. I just think you will have those people from the original show that'll just say, I don't know. I think that if there was a lot more representation on TV, you might have more people saying, I'm done with this. But the fact that there isn't really anything else, I mean, there's nothing that they could really do that would make me stop watching the show. I mean, the only thing that would stop me is if Jennifer Beals, Leisha Haley, and Kate and Laurel all said season 2 is the end for us, and it was just the new people. I think I still would watch, but it wouldn't be the same. I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't. Like I obviously really love the show. Like I've based my whole channel around it, but I can't imagine having as much passion and like doing all my videos and wanting to like talk to you guys every week about this stuff if it was like me fighting for Finley and Sophie or something. It definitely wouldn't evoke the same sort of emotions in me, if that makes sense. I missed a bit of the show there. Steph, do the writers communicate with the outside world, with fans? Girl, I thought they did, but after this, I don't think so. Sometimes this like sounds arrogant, but sometimes I wonder if even just they ever like Google, like because if you Google the L word Bentina, the first video that comes up is mine, and there's there's not a lot of people who talk about the L word. So I even think sometimes I wonder if they ever like look at Instagram hashtags or look at comments, like because some of like the video of mine where from episode 6 with the Tina scenes, like if you look through those comments that all you guys have wrote, there's so many that are like, I love Bentina, I love Bentina, like hundreds, and they all have like hundreds of likes that other people have come in and said too. So I just think, why would you not see what your fans want? I mean, like, there's tons of videos out there saying we want Bet with Jodie or we hate Bet and Tina. It's so obvious that they're so popular. So I just don't know why they wouldn't. Like, I'm not saying they need to take everything that we, the fans, say as gospel, but to me, it just seems silly to not see how the show's being received because surely you want to see if you're on the right track. With an elevated Deb. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I hope we do get more seasons, obviously, too. But yeah, I wonder how many more. Because the thing is, shows. So if you get a second season, chances are that you're going to get a third. There's very few shows that are cancelled after 2 seasons, and if you get a third, you are it's something ridiculous, like 85% sure that you're going to make it to 5 seasons because this might not work so much with the L because it's a Showtime show, but when shows go into syndication, they can only be purchased in these like blocks, and it's hitting the 5th season that makes one block. So shows think, like showrunners, people who make these shows, they always think, oh, I might as well do one more season because then I can back sell all 5, as opposed to most people won't buy a show that's only 3 or 4 seasons. It's why when all these channels in America, it's different in the UK, but like TBS and comedy, why you see shows like Friends and Modern Family and all those that have like tons of seasons that they can keep, show Big Bang Theory, all that. Hey Gloriana, yes, we need more people in our Tibet army. Glad you're in, girl. Tammy, I'm just reading yours. If she's getting married to Carrie, I'm done. Would you be really done though? I'd be. I don't know. Oh, Molly, this is your first time watching the show too. Oh, that's so cool. Welcome to the other side. the crazy L word people. Um, yeah, no, that's what I was saying before about my friend Emily. She only started watching this year too, and she loves Bettina, she loves Al, she loves everyone. But yeah, then I just I don't know. Maybe it's because we've only had them for 8 episodes, but then I think when I watched the original show, like I loved everyone for episode 1. Oh, Rachel Shelley liked your tweet. She's so awesome. She's like someone who, I think she runs the social media for Pants Pod because anything I've written, like a tweet or anything, she normally likes everybody's stuff. So I think that's really nice. Like, okay, it only takes to like and stuff, but it's it like makes my day if ever I see that she's liked something. So it's really nice. I think she's cool. I really wish she'd come back. And it's so weird because when Helena came into the show, I absolutely hated her. But yeah, I love Rachel Shelley. Oh, I think. Oh no. Oh, I thought. Oh, bye. Oh, bye, Lisa. I didn't realize you were going. Glad you got to come. Take care, Lisa. Thanks so much. I hope she heard me say bye. Steph, you only started watching this year too? I didn't know that. Hello to Russia. I do not know how to pronounce your name, though. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's what my friend Emily did too. She watched the OG season and then GQ. Oh, Laura likes one of your comments. That's so cool. I always want like I always wonder if any of the because like obviously um I post like a lot of stuff about the L word, and I always wonder like I don't know. I'd be so curious, like if I was a writer or if I had anything to do with a show or a movie, I would go and see like. But then I don't know. Sometimes people always say, "Oh, you shouldn't read the comments, or you shouldn't this or that," because people are worried about negativity and things. But I'd want to see like because like I said before, I think that most of the stuff we say is really nice and like how grateful we are. I know that JB always talks about a letter from a fan that she got, and most of the cast have talked about that sort of stuff. So I don't know. We didn't talk too much about this last time, but they must. Well, if Carrie is going to appear, they must have cast her. So I don't know. I've been putting out my feelers to see if I can find out who was cast. But one, I don't know whether there was a casting, whether I'm sure she won't be in the first episode or two. So I've tried to see if they've done a casting, if they're going through a casting right now. So it'll be interesting for sure, but I haven't seen anything reported about even the casting call because I keep an eye on that stuff and I haven't seen anything. We all love the L word here too. Oh, thanks, Molly. Well, no, what I mean, they they do have these 10 episodes to fill this time, so I don't, I don't know what's even like Shane, like because she's sold the salons and will Alice get her show back? There's a lot of stuff that Miss just like the cutest yawn. Come here. Um, yeah, like if Alice's show is coming back, I think I said last week, but I'm pretty sure that they will have Alice's show continue because it's just such a easy mechanism for them, one, to have the younger generation linked to the OGs, but also like it opens it up to be able to have like those guest stars and stuff too. Oh, thanks, Karen. She's a good one. She's a good little egg, aren't you? She's a little cheeky monkey. I'm going to my best friend's christening. Well, her son's christening tomorrow. I haven't been to anything like that in a while. Found and watched. What happened here? That's funny, Brenda. There's so many people here though that only started watching this year. I'm so surprised. But I'm so glad that you all have become such big fans too, and that you found my channel. That makes me really happy. I know this is like cheesy to talk about and stuff, but I just love having this channel so much. I talk about it all the time to my friends and like my family. Like even tonight, I was texting my sister and I was saying, "Oh, yeah, I'm going live on the channel. You know, I can't let my friends down." Oh, season 3. Oh, um, what you Tanisha, what you should do is on when I had to redo like on my channel I do like a weekly review of the original series, and when I had to do season 3, I basically didn't make a video for every episode in season 3. I just did a part 1 and a part 2 and just talked about like the main points of season 3 and then moved on to season 4 because honestly like season 3 has some big things that happen, but outside those big things like um you know and Tina and then Dana and stuff, like there isn't a huge amount of development. Like there's those big impacts and then that's it. Oh, season 3. I remember like I was going through a really bad breakup when season 3 was on too, and I was just like, oh, it was not good timing. Um, oh, season 5 is the best. That's ever if I'm like, if you have like a headache or you're not well, you just want to watch like your favorite show, I always watch season 5. I always watch the episode where they kiss in Sheba. I seriously must have watched that episode like over 100 times. And then I always watch the um, episode with the stir fry where Tina says bet turn around, and then I always watch the last one too because like the dance and stuff like I really like those 3 episodes are the ones I watch pretty much the most. You know what the it's so on like if you look at like on my channel, like the comment section and some of the like the Bet and Tina groups, I would say that people who like Bet and people who like Tina, like it's pretty 50-50 split. Like, because I love Bet. Like, she's my favorite. She's the wallpaper wallpaper on my cell phone. And but I know like people like Tammy and stuff. Like Tina's their favorite by far. Um, but when the original show was on, and like I was in, I mean, these were very like primitive Facebook group. I don't think there was Facebook groups. It was like message boards and um, Reddit too. The it was I feel like everybody liked that, and now I feel like if anything, I think Tina's more popular with everybody and like the new show and stuff. Um, Even I was on I don't know whether anybody is a member of the Reddit board. One second, let me get my phone. I'll show you. Because it's really not there's very little like I'm on some boards like I like Reddit a lot, and shows like my £600 life and all those things. Those boards are super busy all the time, but this one, see that word, and there's one title on like some of the times this surprised me so much. Okay, this was who's your favorite character? Comment in this in the comment in comment why in the comments. Oh my god. Also, there's a limit on options, so if someone you listen and post. Right, these are the options: Jenny, Helena, Bet, Tina, Shane, and Alice. And I thought by far, anytime I see stuff like that, it's like always Bet that wins. The number one was Alice, and number two was Shane, and number three was Bet. Like that, I voted for that, obviously, and I was so surprised. But then, where's the one I'm trying to find? Yeah, this is what I used to see loads about. Tammy, you won't like this. Um, this was written by someone, and it says, I've been binge watching this show all weekend, first time viewer, so addictive. But can I take a moment to vent my dislike for both Jenny and Tina? They're both incredibly unaware and self involved. They constantly play with people around them, and they turn them around and act like nothing bad just happened to them. No, I've just finished season 3. Um, and I used to see that a lot, but now, I mean, that obviously that person's new and stuff. Gee, what did you just do? Just change the phone, the board on the phone. Um, but things like that, especially on this Reddit board, again, like it's not super busy or anything like that. But I see people all the time, Jenny and Tina, like they talk about who they don't like. Molly, yeah, Bet Porter can do no wrong. That's my girl. Karen, that's true too. Like in the begin, I remember when the L Word started, Laurel was on Angel, like the Buffy spinoff, and I think it was after the second episode ever of the L Word, she had to go back and film a scene for Angel, and I wasn't a huge fan of hers then, but season 5, season 6, Tina, I like a lot. Jennifer Beals looks absolutely amazing for her age. Amazing. Like, and I never was, I mean, I always liked Alice. Like, I went to see um, Leisha's band, her, when they came to Tampa. Like, I went and saw them. And I always liked her a lot. I thought she was funny and stuff, Alice. But Alice is like my favorite, probably. I mean, Bet and Alice tie, but Alice is definitely in Generation Q. I like her way more than I liked her in the OG. And now when I go back and watch, I like her more too. I think that's because now I think I like Alice. Sorry, Tammy, I told you wouldn't like it. Yeah, I wonder how much like obviously um Nat is coming back to be with Alice. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I guess that would be, like we're talking about if the writers or anyone from the show listens to the fans, but I feel like, gee, leave that wire alone. I feel like people have been pretty open about the fact, no, people have been pretty open about the fact that they love, like, I really like Gigi. She's definitely my number one favorite new character. I think the actress who plays her is gorgeous too. Um, I really like brunettes. And, um, but Nat, like a lot of people, haven't been like a super fan of hers. So it'll be interesting what they do with the whole Alice, Nat, Gigi thing because obviously Gigi, yes, Molly, love Gigi. That Gigi's the other parent, so she's gonna. It's not like they were in a throuple or whatever with some random stranger. Like Gigi, Nat, and Alice are all gonna have to be around each other. So, and I think Alice and Gigi have way more chemistry than Alice and Nat. Yeah, that is true. Just because I love Carmen too. So, well, what? So we also Tess is going to be back too, and someone asked me recently if the priest was coming back. I don't know whether we'll see her again, but Tess is definitely going to be back. And yeah, Molly, out of the if I had to choose between Danny, Finley, Sophie, and Micah, I really don't like Sophie. Um, I think something about the cheating. She doesn't sit well with me. Danny, I really liked her in the beginning, and now I'm a bit. She's okay. I really like the actress though, and I'd say Finley. If I had to choose between those four, Finley's my favorite. But Gigi and Tess are definitely my favorite new cast members. I'd like to know more about Finley's past and what's going on because the it seems as though she was like like Catholic school family, very religious, or maybe another type of religion. But um, like when I lived in Tampa, I did my junior and senior year at an all girls Catholic school, and I've said this a bunch on the channel, but the US press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany, went to school with me, and we used to sit next to each other in pretty much like all our law classes, economics classes, government classes. And I was one of three liberals in my entire class. There was 86 of us. The other liberal was my girlfriend. The other one was my best friend. And yes, Tampa. And the three of us used to get into the biggest fights with Kayleigh McEnany. I mean, we got on okay, like outside of politics, but oh my god, the fights that we used to get, and we used to debate each other, and oh my god, like because she was just like that when we were teenagers, like exactly what you see, but that when we were teenagers, it was take the name Trump out and put in Bush, and you know, like that was the exact same thing. And anyway, the I know I was the first lesbian that she ever met in her life. She's Southern Baptist. And one time she invited me to her church, and I didn't know, like, I was from the UK, and I was like, oh, this girl's invited me, I'm going to go. And it was like they speak in tongues and stuff and do the water dunking. And I was like, oh, okay, like if you want to do that, that's cool. And then she told me later, like, oh yeah, she's like the first lesbian that she knew. But out of our class of 86 kids, or it was all girls in the Catholic school, there was, I think the last time I counted, there was 16 lesbians. And like my girlfriend and I, like high school girlfriend, and I were dating, and we always used to joke, like some of the other girls were like, I bet they're a couple too, I bet they're a couple too. And now, like, I was going through my Facebook the other day, and I've said this before too, but my sister, my youngest sister, she doesn't have a straight friend. Like all her friends are lesbians, especially from school. And there was my sister's two friends that, well, one is my sister's friend, and then she ended up marrying this woman that one time when I met her new wife, she was like, we've actually met before. You were, I was, the, not me, the girl was really drunk. And apparently, like, I was worried about her. So I was like, obviously sober because I don't drink. And I was like, I'll drive you home just to make sure you're okay. And she said, oh, yeah, that was so funny because when I met your sister, I was like, you don't have a sister called Ashley, do you? And so they got married two 2 years ago, and then a girl from my class who got married to her wife, same school. And I was looking through Facebook the other day, and it was their anniversary, and they got married in the same day as another girl from my class, and it was like two lesbian wedding pictures in a row from the same school. I was like, this is great. I'm just going off on a little tangent there. I, Molly, that's good that you say that all your friends are LGBTQ, because honestly, have I had one really good friend in university who was a lesbian, and we used to, every Sunday she used to come to my house and we would watch the L Word. And we went to, like, when the women's final four was in Tampa, there was like this huge lesbian party at this G bar, this gay bar. Karen, I bet you know G bar. And Adele, the actress who played Adele, was there. And then another time we went to the her concert. But over here, there's one woman that I work with who's gay, but I used to work with her when I worked in e-gaming, but I don't anymore. And that is it. Like, it's so, it's so hard to meet people here. Even when I turn on those dating apps, it pings people in England, and you can't even travel at the moment because there's just hard. Like, everyone here, all the lesbians I know, who I just know them like through people, I don't really know any. They they're all couples, like married or pregnant or have kids and stuff. So if anybody knows anyone for me, you can show them my channel and ask them if they want to date a crazy person with a cat that they think is their child. Oh yeah, Tammy, I have that honor of being the first lesbian that came back in your nose. And that's the thing, like, yeah, I don't agree with politics, but she is a really nice person. But I know, like my best friend from high school, she works for Netflix now, and she just can't see past her politics. So, oh, Penny, I think that I've mentioned that before, that I'd like to see that too. Gigi and Danny would. I don't know whether they'd be both kind of too, like, they're both quite type A personality, but Danny and Gigi, I could definitely get behind that. That would be a good couple, I think. And then you're back, yes. Um, I think that Danny definitely looks up to Beth. Sorry, Molly, that uh, this is another thing that I'll mention. YouTube is terrible about LGBTQ stuff. I guarantee you, like I would bet so much money when I put this up onto my channel after we've done it, it will immediately demonetize it because we've been saying, well, I've been saying gay, lesbian, all those things, and it flags it. So like when I go to do my video and like I turn the ads on, I fill in this little form that it says, do you talk about romance, like kissing and holding hands and stuff, and or do you talk about like really explicit stuff and things like that? And every time that you rate yourself and that it's accurate, then it like you get a good score. But in the beginning, before I had this ability, everything I put up immediately demonetized, immediately, and that's why that is a big reason why there isn't a lot of people who talk about the L word, because there's no money. And like obviously I'm doing this because I like the L word, and whenever I met all of you guys, I was like, this is, I enjoy talking to all of you. I enjoy talking about the L word. I'm not here to make money. And that's why I didn't change like my subject matter or anything. And there's so many people who start out doing L word, realize this, and then they're like, I'm gonna change. But yeah, YouTube just picks, anytime it picks up these words, it just immediately, and you have to go through you have to send it in for a review. And when I did my live last week, it immediately did it, and then I hit submit review that night on the Friday night, and I didn't get an email back until Tuesday telling me, actually, sorry, we were wrong. And then every time they do that, I email them back and say, so why are you demonetizing LGBTQ creators? Because they're saying words like gay and lesbian. And they were always, they send me back some templated reply that amounts to nothing. And there's I can't remember her name now, but there is a YouTuber, Amber, that's it, Amber's Closet. She didn't do this video on her own channel. She was being interviewed by someone, and she talked a lot about how like but before the ad, there was like this big thing that happened on YouTube like probably like 2 or 3 years ago, where it stopped, basically like this LGBT, you got put in this category of like, most people don't want to run their, bye Brenda, they don't want to run your ads and things like that. So she was making, like a really good living, and basically overnight it went down to, she was making something like 8% of what she was before. And so she had to go, and now that's why you see like a lot of people that do those, this video is sponsored by VPN or whatever, and they do the actual ad in their video because that's the only way that like anyone, like LGBTQ people, that's the only way that they would be, obviously, like I don't have enough people to be sponsored or anything, but people who like make their revenue from, or like their income from YouTube, that's what they do. Sorry, I know it's kind of boring talking about this, but it just annoys me because I don't care about, like, I'm not here to make money, but it's the fact that LGBTQ people are being, what I'm trying to say. Oh no, Molly, it's nothing to. It's literally because you think you said my friends are out, so it just held it. But I'm so sorry because you should not be treated that way, and just YouTube just drives me insane. So you have nothing to be sorry about. Yeah, why in the world? Oh, Rebecca the Priest. I, to be honest, I was just like, she. I mean, maybe she was like a good sounding board for Finley or anything, but I wasn't like super invested in her. Um, yeah, a lot of people did like her. I think I was like there was a lot of new characters, and she just was one that didn't really I didn't really like connect with her. Maybe that's like, but Finley obviously did. Like she was, and there was a lot of stuff with Finley like they didn't go into at all. With like I didn't even realize that she was an Olympic swimmer until I saw it in like a profile on her. Like they never mentioned that on the show, I don't think. Or if they did, it would have been like one throwaway line because I don't know, remember hearing it. I'm just checking my things. I wrote down a few things to talk to you guys about. Oh, there's one of these things on the Reddit board. It says, "What was the worst thing that Jenny did? Break up with Max because he is trans. Has a dog put down in her revenge. Writes a book about a friend's life. Steal a book idea from Alice. Hiding Molly's letters from Shane." And like unanimously, the dog won. Jenny, 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 Jenny. I mean that is the one thing about Generation. Like most shows, I don't know whether anyone liked Saved by the Bell when they were young. It was like I'm 33. Yeah, I'm 33, and Saved by the Bell was like I was just that right age. Like I love Saved by the Bell, and they've redone the show, or not redone, but like it's like Generation Q, like a continuation. And I mean, everybody knows Zach and Kelly, right? That Zach is the governor of California and he's married to Kelly, and their son goes to the school, and like Slater works there and all this stuff. And they got all of them back. Thingy, oh, bloody, what's her name? Jessie Spano and Saved by the Bell. The one that Bet's college crush. It's not Kelly, is it? Oh my gosh, it's gonna drive me nuts. Someone must remember her name. It's not Kelly, is it? No. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. That she yes, Kelly Fremont. Thank you, Molly. Um she was in, she's in Saved by the Bell thing and stuff too. And the way they've done it, like they've completely lent into the fact that they're trying to obviously bring in like a new audience, like young audience, but then also get people like me who to watch it. And that's it. Like, but they've got all the people back, and that what they actually did was one of the new characters, they inserted him like digitally into like flashbacks and stuff to try and even make the new character like, appeal to people. And but any of those rebooted shows and sequels and prequels and all these things, I just don't understand why they've been so like, yeah, they have Bet, Alice and Shane, and they brought Tina back, but they don't. I mean, we got one throwaway line about what happened to Jenny, and we had to wait bloody 6 episodes to find out what happened. No, yeah, 6 episodes to find out what happened to Kit, and that was 3, 4 throwaway lines. So I just wish that we got more about everyone. Like, where's Helena? When do they still see Helena? Do they still hang out? Is she away? Is she like, is Peggy Peabody still around? Is Tasha a cop? What happened with her and Alice? I mean, I don't think I need to say it again, but I'm going to say it. What happened with Bette and Tina? And all these other things. Like, I just think that they're focusing way too much on the new people, but at the same time they're not, because I feel like we didn't even really get to know them. Like what I'm saying about Finley, and that I didn't even know that she was supposed to be an Olympic swimmer. Like, if you were an Olympic or going to be an Olympic swimmer, like, that is a huge part of your life that you've trained and sacrificed for. And all it is like a throwaway comment in the Showtime biography. Like, they don't even talk about it. So I think they had too many new characters, because they also seem to be trying to, they wanted, like, multiple characters, and like everybody had to fit in some sort of, pigeonhole. And I just wish that they focused a bit more on the older characters, and fleshed out the new people a bit more, because it was just, instead of giving everyone this kind of surface level introduction. Because I mean, you got to know Danny a bit. That was probably the only one. Like, you and I mean, I feel like I should say Sophie, because you met her family, but you didn't really, and we know where she works. But apart from that, like, you didn't really get to know too much about her, or like the type of person she is. Or Danny a little bit more, because she had all those scenes with Beth and things. And you met her dad and the work thing and her family. But yeah, it was just like stuff that you would, like the average person would know about you, not like in depth or anything. Is there anything else that anyone wants to talk about or bring up? Questions? Thoughts? Oh, hey, Follette. Yeah, that Follette, that's what I was saying before too. That about, she's obviously had something really traumatic happen to her, that, or even like, some people who are brought up in homophobic environments, and um, like, even she might have been sent to one of those, you know, um, camps where they try and like pray the gay away or whatever. But it's obviously like her family too has. I mean, her sister was engaged and she didn't even know. Like, oh my god, I'm my sister. I just spent the entire day texting her. So yeah, I can't imagine ever something big like that happening and she wouldn't tell me. Something seriously going on there. Yeah, Molly, I remember on Shane's birthday that they had the text. But I'd like to know what is going on with Helena, because logic would say that. I mean, Peggy Peabody's older. I really wish they would get Holland Taylor back. That would be awesome. And I don't know, if I was Sarah Paulson, which obviously, and I was dating someone awesome like Holland Taylor, and she had already appeared as this legendary character on the only ever lesbian show. Even though I'm a huge TV star, I think I could be talked into doing an episode for a reasonable amount. So I don't know. I think it'd be cool if they even if they brought Holland Taylor back. You know the way she was like um, went off with the priest from from Shane and Carmen's would have been wedding. If that like Sarah Paulson like played Peggy Peabody's like new young wife or something, I think that'd be funny. But I do like Holland Taylor. I hope they get her back. Yeah, I think they'll carry on that. Karen, I think they'll carry on that Shane and Finley like little friendship thing, like in the way that Bet and Danny are like mentor mentee thing, and then obviously like Alice and Sophie are supposed to be that, so they each have like a newbie. Yeah, I want to know more about Tess and the alcoholism too, and that I like obviously if you have an issue with alcohol and then you're also working in a bar, like that has to be really really difficult. So there has to be some reason. Like she seems like a well together, nice, smart person with a good head on her shoulders. So what like she has other opportunities. There has to be some reason that she's staying at the bar, like especially when she's an alcoholic. So there must be something more there. I know the girlfriend was the manager, but there has to be something more there. Yeah, Molly, I think so too. I think it'd be interesting to because they're like I'm not religious at all, but I know there are just like the straight people who are and aren't. There's a lot of people in the LGBT community who are. So it'd be like the whole show is about inclusion and all those things. So it'd be nice for them to have a storyline like that. Oh my God, Marina! Can you imagine? The only reason I say no way is because Karina Lombard has like trashed the hell out of the L word. Not even the show, but just the cast. Like some of the things she said, and I'm sorry, but like I don't know her from anything else. I only know her from the L word, and she basically one of the interviews I read, she was like, yeah, I used to think I was bi, and then I went and spent time with all these women on the L word set, and then I decided I basically hated women. Like who says something like that? But I mean that and she came back for season 2 and 4. Oh yeah, Molly, you said I didn't think Karina would come back. The way she's spoken about the show, yeah, like it's the same thing. That's me. Yeah, Karen, it definitely does. Like, I'm sure that they're gonna keep working on that. Alice with the show and Sophie and Bet with whatever she does next and Danny and then Shane and Finley probably through the bar. No worries, Deb. Of course. Have a good night. See you next week. Oh yeah, she did. It was the worst experience of my life. Such a drama queen. Meanwhile, all of us would be like, this is the best experience of my life. I would love if they did, if you could like buy a ticket to go on this. Obviously, now with COVID, they're not going to do it, but if for season 3 or something, if they ever did like a prize to win like a walk on part or something, that's why I'm always like, the only reason I would ever want my not the only reason, but one of the coolest things if I always think about if my channel could this is the sort of thing I think about is if my channel could get like really big because last year when the show came out, that Amber that I was talking about before, she got to do an interview with Alicia and Kate. And then I saw another YouTuber Oh my god, yes, be a guest on Alice's show. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. Um, but they, there's loads of people that's got to interview them on YouTube, and even if it was like online or something, the way the world is now. But yeah, oh, that would be the dream. That would be so cool, Molly. That's such a good idea. Um, let's start a petition. Oh my gosh, I would love it. It'd be so cool. Um, I wonder if who they'll, well, they probably will be like limited with getting guest stars this year, but I wonder, because they had Megan Rapinoe and Roxanne Gay, so they probably get like one or two more. They could really, they could figure it out, I'm sure. Yes, let's do our petition. Need to make a hashtag. Um, yeah, get Kamala. Yeah, I think she's gonna be busy fixing, fixing. Like my cousin the other day. I've started this. I've started my own company that's doing like video production and social media. If anyone wants to go and follow it on Instagram, it's Themyscira, like the Wonder Woman Island. .iom. I'll put it in the chat. Um, but the I have another company with my cousins, and we were talking the other day about like Trump and all this stuff. And one of my cousins is a lawyer, and one's a vet. And my cousin, who's a lawyer, was like, on the first day, Joe Biden's probably going to go in and just be like, okay, give me everything that he signed, that he changed, that he did, and then like Biden's just going to have to be like, like changing every single thing back, like all the Paris Treaty, because like my company with my cousins is in renewable energy, like wind turbines and solar panels, and like all the things that Trump came out of, like the Paris Agreement and all these things. It's just interesting times. Oh, that I saw some female followers, so cute. But yeah, I'm in that company. I work like with dentistry and aesthetics, like Botox and filler and all that stuff. And yeah, it's social media and videos and things like that. Yeah, because I was living in New York um, in 2016 when the election was on, and that because I worked for Poker Stars in the Isle of Man, and then I moved to the New York office, and my friend Emily that I was talking about before, she works there too, and one of my friends that I was talking about before, Coppers, she was visiting me, and we had like a poker tournament at oh, Resorts Casino in New Jersey. And we went there, and it was like the election was the next day. And we had like a little party at my house because we were like, excited that there was going to be a woman president. And as the night went on, oh my gosh, it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And I remember like the next day, like waking up when they'd officially called it, and I just like I can like remember it clear as day, picking up my phone and like all the little push notifications saying that he'd won, and I remember just going, oh, and like putting the phone back down, and I was just like, Oh my god. It's awful. But yeah, thankfully he gotta be out of there soon. And then I'm sure he'll just go back to. I mean, he's made a lot of money from being president, all like all those trips to Mar-a-Lago and stuff. Um, and then I saw there was something in the news the other day about he'd like tried to get out of paying some tax money and like paid Ivanka consulting fees. And then I read that Ivanka and Eric and Donald Jr. Because they were like doing such a bad job and like doing all this shady stuff for the company, they had to like do this course about what you're actually supposed to do when you're a company director. It's like, oh, how embarrassing! How embarrassing. Anyway, um, I don't know whether. I think most of the UK people have gone now, probably. Um, but they just announced over here that, I mean, where I live, again, there's no COVID, so we're good. But there's been 1 million cases in America in the last 6 days. That's like insane. And then in the UK, they've said because the UK is in lockdown, they're supposed to come out on the 2nd, but I don't know. But from the 23rd of December until the 27th, you can mix like up to 3 households. So I'm sure straight after it's going to get, you know, serious increase in cases. But he's going to Scotland. Ugh. He has. Oh, there's golf. The one of the golf courses he has in Scotland. There was this woman, just like this random normal 40-year-old woman, and she close to me. I actually went to a talk of his when The Apprentice was on. He did a talk at my uni, and I have I'll show you guys. I have a signed picture of him and a signed dollar bill, and I got my dad one, and this is like 2008. And my dad now, like if you go into his like the bathroom that like if you're a guest at his house downstairs, he has the picture of Trump to Vincent signed in the bathroom. I'm like, please can you take this out of the bathroom so people don't think like, obviously my dad doesn't like him, but there's this woman at this who lived in Scotland, like right next to where the golf course was, and she was just like this normal everyday woman. And she, when he would come, she would like do in the grass and then stand outside with this sign that was like Trump equals see you next Tuesday. Like, she just did it every time, and like he would get so angry. Oh, Molly, I don't know why I was thinking that I didn't realize that you were in the UK. I thought I was thinking America for some reason. St. Andrews. You know the way, like I've been saying, we don't have COVID here, but so the rules on the Isle of Man are that if you, like when I took my brother to university, when you go away, when you come back, they, like when I came back after 7 days, I could do a test. And when I was negative, I was allowed to go to the shops and stuff. You weren't allowed to go to like the cinema and like, you know, work and other things. You could go to the shops and stuff and like, you know, but because on the island there aren't really a lot of places to get dogs, so most people like go to the rescue centers in the UK or even in Europe. Like I was at the hairdresser today and she has a dog from Romania. And so because all these kids are coming back from university in December, like one of my best friends, her cousin goes to St. Andrews, and they've done this thing over here called the Fur Bridge. And all the university students, people who are getting like dogs, rescue dogs for Christmas and stuff, the university students are going on the boat anyway to come home. So they're like taking puppies over for people. I think it's so cute, and like dogs and things. I say puppies, but I mean dogs. And the one of my friend's cousin that goes to St. Andrews, she's like coming back in 2 weeks, and she's bringing like two dogs on the boat with her. I was like, oh my god, I would love to do that, like babysitting dogs. Oh, New York's going back into lockdown. Oh gosh. Oh, you're in Scotland, Molly. Oh, okay, cool. That could run again. Yeah, I hope he moves to Uranus too. Why is that making it? Sorry, that hit. I think. Oh, Karen. Not. Oh, night, Jasquita. I'll see you next week. Um, I think they had Bet lose the election because Marja was saying about how, she didn't want to make the show as if it was the West Wing or anything like that. So I think when you're a mayor, it take up an enormous amount of time. So I just don't think that they wanted to dedicate so much of the show to politics. Well, I think I'm going to go soon, guys. Unless anyone has any last little things to talk about or say. Say bye to everyone, G. Say bye. What are you doing, buddy? You saying bye to everyone? Can't see your beautiful face. Miss G is like, do you want a treat? You want a treat? I'll get you a treat in a minute. Oh. All right, G, we're going to say bye to everyone. Guys, thank you so, 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 so much for coming. I absolutely just love chatting to you guys. It makes my week. I'm serious. It brings me so much happiness. And everyone who is new too, Jay, Molly, Karen, all you guys, so nice to see you. I hope that you can come every week. Thank you so much. Next week, I don't know. Friday or Saturday, I'll do again because that seems to be a good day. Maybe Fridays, and then we can keep it the same night. But hopefully next week, next Friday, we'll have something, a scrap of news. So hopefully we'll have something good to tell you guys next week too. I'll save it for the live and then talk about it then, and then I'll make a video. But thank you so much for coming, guys. I love all of you so much, and you honestly make my day. So thank you. And Miss G sends big love too. I'll put up my next review for L Word Retro Review. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye, everyone. Bye.